She comes running up to her and she says, help me, help me, help me. I'm Jayme Kloss. Call 911 right now.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome and bienvenue. Welcome. I don't know the rest of the words, so welcome to Talk Reddit to Me.
All right, that's the one I'll use.
It's Thursday on this recording night to be released on Taco Tuesday.
My ice is melted.
That happens.
Would you like this one instead?
Yeah, it's got more ice in it.
But you can't chew on it.
Did you roofie this?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Because she was planning on roofing herself later. Or did she know you would ask for that one all along?
That one has more whiskey in it, accidentally. So pick your poison, ice or whiskey.
That one does not have more whiskey in it. The one that the ice is more melted should theoretically have more whiskey because whiskey melts the ice faster than the Coke.
I don't think that's correct. I think you
Whiskey
just totally pulled that out of your ass.
Whiskey has a lower boiling point than Coke.
Oh my God, you're so full of shit. That makes no difference. You know what really matters is what the temperature of the liquid was and if that's going to melt it.
Well, to be fair, like when you put liquor, hard liquor in the freezer, it doesn't freeze, but water does.
True.
Anyway, thanks for this week's science lesson.
So
moving along.
This is what the Beatles drink?
Yes, so we're
rum and Coke?
tonight. No, it's not rum and Coke. It's whiskey.
Whiskey and Coke.
And since we didn't have Scotch, it's Irish whiskey, which is probably better anyway.
I thought they were more sophisticated than this. This is what you find.
This is when
they couldn't afford anything.
Yeah,
else.
it was from their one of their favorite when they were early days. Also, one of John Lennon's favorite cocktails was called the Brandy Alexander, which is a mix of brandy and heavy cream.
Yeah, so we couldn't do that one because it had heavy cream.
Yeah.
In it. We didn't want a repeat of the last drink with heavy cream.
Yeah.
You know what would be a cool idea for a podcast?
What?
So let's say one episode, you tell us everything you know about the Beatles, and through the years, we drink the different drinks that they, like when they first started, we're drinking this, and then as they got more and more, if we knew all their drinks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, can we afford what they start, when they became incrably famous?
We'll do a rap episode where we're drinking like Patron and then like sipping on lean, sipping on codeine.
Also we had all the ingredients for this, so that made it
That
easier.
is correct. Yeah. I mean, it works. It works. The hint was let it be, by the way.
Let it be.
Specifically, the Beatles.
Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Did you know that the Let It Be album, they did, hold on.
Get your fact right. Get your Beatles trivia correct.
Moving on.
No, okay, so the Beatles stopped recording after their 1966 concert at Shea Stadium. No, Candlestick Park, I think, was their last performance on their tour. As a group, as a tour. But their final performance, they did not tour, they did not perform together they did not perform for people as a group after that last concert until the famous recording on top of the recording studio on Abbey Road. Which they performed songs from this album, Let It Be.
I don't know anything about the Beatles.
That's a shame.
I'm an American.
Anyway, so we're drinking. Was there a name to it? It was just the most popular.
The Beatle cocktail is the name of it.
The Beatle cocktail. We do have some members to shout out on Patreon. Welcome, Annie, to Patreon. And there was another Patreon subscriber who we may or may not have shouted out. I know, Becca, you had listened for your shout out, but you didn't know where it was. I don't know if that was an episode that maybe John accidentally cut it or what. But Becca from Montana, we wanted to make sure that you heard your special shout out too. We so appreciate you and your story requests. So I was reading was it last night or the night before? that I pointed this out to you. So I was reading this book, and I like to read, so I maybe read every night. And right now I'm just on a kick of reading, like, stories that are not like, heavy. They're like light reading, easy to read. So Emily Giffin, if you guys read or saw the movie Something Borrowed, she's the author of that.
Okay.
So I was reading this one book, and she, so there's this girl who knows she's adopted, and she goes to go find her birth mother when she turns 18. So there is this little segment that's relevant to this podcast that I'm going to read to you guys. I took a bus, she says, as I noticed a complete lack of accent. At least there is nothing in her voice that I can detect or trace to a particular geography. Greyhound. Oh, I say, horrified, remembering the story of the man who decapitated his seatmate on a Greyhound bus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So we did a Patreon episode that was covering that murder.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
I bet
wild.
you can't remember his name.
I can't.
He was
It starts with
Asian.
a V.
Vince Lee.
Yeah.
Damn, you're good. You've got a good memory.
Well, that a V kind of.
I would not have known. I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was a very Asian first name.
So, guys, if you are in our Patreon and you haven't listened to that one, it's called This Is Why I Never Ride the Bus. It talks about this guy named Vince Lee. He's a Chinese immigrant that came to Canada and literally beheaded somebody on a Greyhound.
Yeah, that was good.
The really ironic thing about it is during that time, Greyhound launched a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign before this happened that said that, and I have a picture, like one of the Greyhound executives tearing down one of the marketing posters, but it said, "You never heard of bus rage." And he's like tearing down the poster.
Oh my God.
This guy beheaded. He beheaded and then like ate some of the. It was fucking.
He was
crazy.
like dangling the head in front of the other passengers, like
like a fucking barbarian. And Canada. If we got any fans from Canada, we guys love you, but you guys have serious problems up there because this guy's walking free right now.
That's an issue. I'd have an issue with that. Yeah.
I also have some news for you guys. So I know how much you love To Catch a Predator.
Yes.
So I have some bad news for you, Nicole.
I did see this, but John, I'm sure, hasn't.
No, what is it? Chris Hansen?
Chris Hansen was
He's
arrested.
my man. He's arrested?
Yeah, for writing bad checks. Over almost $13,000 worth.
How much?
$13,000.
Man, that's like nothing. Wait, so he's broke?
Maybe.
Apparently.
He owns True Crime Daily, which is
Wow.
like, I don't know if he owns it or if he's just
hosts,
a reporter.
He hosts it.
Maybe
Yeah.
he just, accidentally took it from his wrong checking account.
I know.
I don't know.
I could just picture the cops like, why don't you have a seat over there? Why don't you have a seat on that stool, Chris? That's my favorite show.
Here? Oh, man. Shall we take some shots?
Yes. Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
Ugh.
That tastes like cough syrup.
Ugh. Ugh.
That tastes like cough syrup.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, it tastes like Did we just take shots of Robitussin?
No.
DM. Remember?
Yes. Yes,
What
yes,
was that
yes.
one story?
Um,
DM.
you never. That's for a dispatch.
Oh,
for that,
yeah.
one episode. You haven't posted that one.
I haven't posted that one. I'm going to post it on the forum. We have a forum now.
Ooh.
You should post that one on
topmurder.com?
iTunes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pretty sick.
I think you should post it on iTunes. As the first episode. Oh, was it raspberry liqueur?
Mm-hmm. With?
Like the pucker? The raspberry pucker?
It was sour apple pucker, and Chambord.
Oh. I didn't like that.
I liked it.
You know what I really liked? Those amaretto sour shooters.
Oh, I drink those. Like if I go out to a bar, I'll order that.
So good.
If I'm not drinking tequila.
So good.
Yeah, you guys are going to love the new forum. Seriously. We're going to have like open case files and everything else. It's going to be bad apples.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Jen, where are we going tonight and who are we murdering?
I'm going to say Liverpool, and maybe someone gets killed like in some type of conspiracy case. Are we covering the conspiracy about how Paul McCartney's actually dead and the Beatles replaced him?
All right, wait.
Is that a real conspiracy?
Yes, it is. Look it up.
Wait, what is it?
The conspiracy is that Paul McCartney died in a car accident and they replaced him with a Paul McCartney lookalike who won a contest. And that's why, like, they say his voice changed. And
His voice didn't change.
it's a conspiracy. It's not real. It's just a theory, okay?
Unless it is real.
That can be one of the conspiracies that you cover in your conspiracy
Yeah.
podcast.
I want to do a conspiracy.
Yes, I'm
And he,
totally
like,
behind that.
Basically, will try to convince us of the
Yeah.
conspiracy.
For instance, like, are we living in a simulation? I can, like, give you...
Like The Sims, I've thought that before.
Yeah. I could give you, like, some facts that are so
How can
compelling.
what's the cheat code to get more simoleons in that
Motherload.
case?
Motherload 4.
No, I mean in this simulated life.
Remember
Yeah, that'd be
Second
funny
Life?
if there was a cheat.
Wouldn't that be fucking amazing?
One
Like,
of our
Yeah, but
followers on
the-
Instagram, I think, is a Second Life blogger.
remember we were watching that Second Life?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
True, was that like
It was a
like,
documentary.
True Life or
Yeah, I
something?
had to leave during the middle of it. I had to go to work. But.
You know, all right, so I had a buddy in high school that his wife was obsessed with The Sims. You know, the computer Sims
Oh, I
game.
used to play it all the time when I was
And
in high school.
Here's what he would do when she went to work one day. He put in this cheat code that he found that made anything someone picks up. So let's say, like, the wife is in home and she picks up a wine glass or a book to read. Anything that's picked up by a character, any character, automatically turned into a dildo. Yeah. So like he was telling me like the Sims, like they had a little son and the son went to play with the dog and he picked up the dog and turned into a dildo. Like flopping around like
That's awesome.
But what if we are Sims?
That's what Elon Musk
Just
thinks.
tell me where the cheat
There's
codes are, man.
It would make
a
sense.
very compelling
you think
argument
it
for
makes
that.
sense?
Yeah, I mean, like, everyone in my family is thin, and I'm, like, the one Sim they fuck with to make, like...
No, they wouldn't know. If we're in a simulation, no one on this
Exactly.
planet
She
would
thinks
know.
that the creator is fucking with her.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows we're doing this podcast. What's scary about that shit is they can just pull the plug.
I know. One day you guys, like, spontaneously combust in the kitchen.
No, it's not. We would just go black. Everything would go black. If he pulls the plug, it's like a video game. It just goes black.
Oh, I was talking about, like...
In the I don't know.
Never mind. Or,
Jen-
like, there's a pool in the backyard suddenly, and I'm like, oh, cool, a pool. And I go in, and the ladder disappears, and I drown.
Yeah, the creator is just fucking with you, like
Yeah.
hiding your shit. Maybe he took your car keys.
That's probably what happened. Damn it!
And the train plug.
Yesterday, as you guys saw yesterday, I got a whole bunch of mail.
Yes.
Shit. Yeah, you got a lot.
It was like a second Christmas for me.
First of all, John was worried that you were going to buy a dog when he saw
yeah,
all
all
of
these
the chewy
packages.
stuff.
I was like, oh,
He
fuck.
was like, "Uh-oh."
You guys thought I actually got that dog?
Yeah, you
that's
had
what John
two
thought.
big ass
That was-
Chewy packages.
And I was like, "Look at the return label. It's not from Chewy." It's
I did not
from
go
Mom."
through it. I just said,
Would you guys be mad if I did get that dog?
Yes, Jen, because I'd be taking care of it.
No, you wouldn't. I would walk it
Jen,
in the
you're
morning.
never even freaking here.
I would walk it in the morning and feed it, and then
Feed it. No, I'm not going to let a dog get...
Just be prepared. If you bring a dog into the house, John will. hold
No,
the dog.
you can't bring a dog in the house. Like, it has to be a female. If you brought a dog, it has
It
to
can't be a female. It
Yeah,
has to be a male.
Stella.
No,
is,
it has to be a
Stella
female.
is too
No.
dominant.
Guys, I've already researched this. It cannot be a male because Hubble will fight it.
I was really upset because I really wanted that dog because he looked so much like Jake, and his name was Jake, and it was just like too much. And then I stepped back and thought about it. It's like I can't get a dog. Like I can't. I don't.
It would
have
also
time
be
for
too
it.
weird. You just
Yeah, I'd
think
just
like
get
it's
upset.
his reincarnated. And what if he had like a terrible person? Not that he would, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's true.
Pet names should be retired after you use them.
I agree. And I normally would say yes, but I wouldn't intentionally name another dog Jake.
Right,
But the fact that his name was Jake was just
Yes.
kind of like, oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on. So I got a whole bunch of packages in the mail
Yeah.
yesterday because it's all the stuff that I couldn't fit in my suitcase. Plus,
So what'd you
from
get?
Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, and also my Brady jersey came in.
Nice.
Which I was really, really concerned that it was going to be a scam because, like, I paid $40 and I was looking at it after. I was like, there's no way that this can be real. It's not real, but she did a damn good job. It's like a game-worn jersey. It's like, you can't even tell. Maybe it is real. I don't know, but it's like the stitched one and everything. I would highly suggest.
How do you know it's not real?
I don't. That's the point.
Yeah, I would say it's probably real if the tags were on it.
Well, anyway. It's like I thought it was just gonna be like the screen printed one, and it's like stitched and everything. It's so nice, and I only paid $40 for it. So I would highly recommend going through there. She had like a whole bunch of them. Number one, number two, I got my Apple decals in the mail. Because you can't see the Apple on my Mac case because the new ones don't light up. So I got the original Mac, like the multicolored one, because I thought that was kind of retro and cool. And and then so in my Christmas boxes, I got like my sweaters and a couple of like articles of clothing and this cool sign that my G Little sent me. Well, she didn't send it, she gave it to me. She made it actually. She painted the thing and she put the decal on there. She did an excellent job and I love it.
That's cool.
So G, that is sitting in our recording studio. I'll send you a picture. And also I got a new Sherpa blanket. So now I have 2 Sherpa blankets, and they're so soft and wonderful.
There you go. So you said, what did you say, Jen? It happens in Liverpool?
Yeah, it happens in Liverpool, and I think, like, maybe it's a Beatles fan who is either the murderer or someone who gets murdered.
I think, let's see, you're very specific when you said the hint that it was Let It Be the Beatles. Like, you were very specific there.
Yeah, it is, but I did that
to throw off the scent.
No, I did that because I wanted Jen to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I had such a bad day, but I needed this. And then she didn't even say anything. So that's what happened.
Thanks, John. I really needed this.
I think a murder happens in a college dorm in 1965.
Oh, I'm going to say 68. I didn't give a year.
And I think one of the victims had the Let It Be album on the record player.
Ooh, I like that.
Jen, I'm giving you permission to sing Let It Be anytime you want tonight.
I already sang it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to say...
Can I sing any song from Let It Be album, or can it only be Let It Be the song?
It can only be a song.
Well, I already sang that.
You should have asked. You should have just done and asked for forgiveness later, Jen.
So, guys, to see the whole timeline of the case we're going to talk about tonight, because you're going to want to see it.
Oh, speaking of, Shelby, your comment about, what was the guy's name? Bob Bordella's penis being bitten off. Did you see her comment?
Yes.
I was at work and I took a sip of my water and I almost spit it out of my computer. It made me laugh. She said, at what point, after how many times does the tip of the penis get bitten off? Do you just say, meh, well, let's just leave it?
Well, the doctor said there's probably no feeling there anymore. It's just like a... It's weird.
Just a little tip.
You know what he should have did? He should have just got it where it has like a quick disconnect and a quick attachment, so he can just, or maybe like a threaded
hose nozzle.
Yeah, hose nozzle, so you can just thread it back on.
Twist it.
Twist it. Click.
Yeah,
and then when
you can adjust if it's like super soaker.
And then when someone tries to bite it off, he just
super soaker.
Yeah, we just squeeze the balls really hard, and then the pressure.
That reminds me of like those pump it up sneakers.
And this is why we have the parental advisory.
Pumped up
Yeah.
This
is
why
Columbine.
Yeah,
Isn't that sad?
it is.
This is why Apple threw that label on us.
That's right. That's fine.
So I've been really interested in some of the cases lately. So we're doing another in the news case.
All right.
Current
Well,
new developments.
Shit about the year.
New developments just came in, and yeah. So let's get started. You guys may have heard about this.
Okay.
If you have, don't say anything. But we're going to October 15th, 2018. Has anybody ever been to Wisconsin?
No. But I've guessed it several times during the podcast.
You have. Oh man, you should have used that one on here.
Well, You deceived me.
And also, we've now officially only given Jen one guess.
Yeah.
So,
I've been good.
yeah, I know it has been.
Yeah, you have been a lot better. It was October 15th, 2018. We're in Wisconsin. We're in the rural area. We're out in the boonies, the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 12:53 a.m.
Oh, that's still very specific.
A 911 call comes in. Okay. Now, we don't have the call because it wasn't public. But even if I was to play it, you guys wouldn't even hear anything because the dispatcher couldn't even make contact with whoever was on the line. And all she heard was a lot of yelling in the background. And what she thinks she heard was somebody screaming, "Help! Help!" But it was so faint that she couldn't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
The deputies respond to 1271 US 8 highway. So it's on right off the highway, Highway 8, Barron, Wisconsin. Barron is a very small town.
Is Barron?
Barron is Barron, and I'm going to show you the street view right now. This is a small city of about 3,500 people. Now this is so I'm going to zoom out. This is Barron right here. You see?
Wow.
Yeah. So right now I'm showing them the street view of Barron. If you go to Talk Murder, you can see that, or our Patreon page, patreon.com/Talk Murder. So this is 3,500 people or less. This says right here, Barron is a city in Barron County in the U.S. state of Wisconsin. The population was 3,423 in the 2010 census. So what I'm trying to say is, and I want you guys to keep in mind, where the officers responded to was literally here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the home is covered by trees and you can't even see. And look, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing there.
Looks like it's would have been the only house around.
Exactly.
But it does look like there might be some houses also.
Yeah, they're spread houses.
Yeah, they're just very tucked in.
I read one quote from the story that said the house wasn't, I guess they used the word, a stone throws away. So the houses are pretty spread out.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to keep in mind, because that's going to become important. Okay.
Nobody else could hear the screams.
So the deputies were dispatched.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 12:53. The 911 call was lost in under a minute. Okay. Now the deputies, there was 3 deputies dispatched. They each had their own car. Now one of them noted that on the way to the residence, which was only 3 minutes away, keep that in mind. It was literally...
It's quick.
Yeah, I mean, literally right there. On the way, an oncoming car yields to them so they can go. They had their lights, sirens, and stuff like that. And he put that in his mind. It was a maroon-colored vehicle, a Ford Taurus-looking vehicle. So, out in the middle of the boonies, and there's a car at 1 o'clock in the morning. And the detective, or the deputy, the deputy made a mental note. Because I want to ask this later. Like, with 3 cop cars, should he have followed that car? But we'll ask that later.
Well, you didn't even know what happened
exactly
during the call, so...
Exactly. But there was no one, if there was someone on the road, they probably shouldn't have been there. Because this is in the middle of nowhere. And it's at 1 in the morning.
Well, they could have just been driving down the road.
I know. I'm just keep that in your mind. I'm going to be reading from the actual, the Circuit Court, State of Wisconsin criminal complaint sheet, which I don't think I'm supposed to have. I kind of found it on one of these obscure forums.
Cool.
The judge, as of now, wants everything to be hush-hush, but I got the full report of everything that happened. So we are probably the only podcast with literally the right.
Let's hear it.
The right. And I'm not, I honestly don't think I'm supposed to have this.
Is this stuff in the news too?
No,
like,
this is not
details?
in the news.
Oh,
these details are not in the news. But this comes from the state of Wisconsin.
Cool.
Just if you just look a little harder, these people would find it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool.
You got to be savvy with it. break into
What
people's
does it
servers.
say? What does it say?
Okay, well, let me just go through it now.
Oh.
The deputies respond. 3 minutes, boom, they're at the house. Now,
Wow, for like a tiny, well, I guess the town is tiny, but like it looked like a long stretch of like things not being.
this is the house. I'm putting the house on the Talk Murder post for our Talco Supremo, so go there and check that out. And I'm also putting it on the Patreon page. So this is the house they responded to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was way back in the back, and the detectives, all three of them go up there and they have no idea what's going on. All they know is that 911 call. They didn't hear any gunshots or anything. They just heard somebody yelling. So it could have been a domestic abuse case or whatever.
Yeah.
They start walking around the residence because they don't want to go up to the front door. They want to make sure all their bases are covered and make sure no one's outside, with a rifle waiting for them and stuff like that. They're very protective and very cautious with it, which I think is fabulous. One of the deputies, Deputy Presley, tells his subordinate, Deputy Sedani, we'll just call them all deputies. One of the deputies instructs his other one to go to the front door and to make contact with whatever's going on, knock on the door or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they were walking around the house, they noticed only one light that was on. It was like in the upstairs. So he knew someone was probably awake.
Mm-hmm.
The deputy goes to the front door and he's got his flashlight out and he's very cautious because he's got this feeling that something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they get that feeling. He goes up to the front door. He's got his flashlight out. He's shining it in. He's trying to shine it in the front door. Now, they have a glass door, kind of like what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, ours is a screen. So they have a wooden door.
Yep.
But then there's a storm glass door.
Okay.
That on the outside or whatever. That storm glass door was all fogged up, like condensation or whatever, all that stuff. It's completely fogged. So he tries to shine his flashlight in there and he can't get anything. The light won't even go through. The light is like getting blocked by all the fog, And it's probably cold out there too.
Yeah.
I'm sure, we live in the freaking South. Ours don't fog up, but...
It has been chilly.
Yeah.
It was like in the 30s earlier.
Yeah, I know. So he's shining through, and he's trying to shine it through the window, and he's not seeing anything. So he really cautiously walks up to that storm door and pulls it open with his flashlight, and he sees the wooden door isn't even closed. It's open. It's ajar. I wanted to throw that in there. I love that word.
Yeah, ajar.
The wooden door is ajarred.
What kind of jar?
You guys are good.
Yeah.
The wooden door is ajar.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, what the hell? This isn't right. So he has his flashlight. He's trying to see through it. And then he tries to open it, but it's kind of stuck. And he points his flashlight down. And now he sees why. Because there are two legs obstructing the door. The wooden door is open because there's two legs sticking out of it that won't let someone physically close the door.
Oh my goodness.
So he immediately jumps back. He's like, whoa, what the shit?
Are they human legs or like dog legs?
They're human legs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there was no dog harmed in this filming of this
I would like to point out there was a dog in this house, but there was no dog harmed in the recording of this episode, like Jen said.
Yeah.
Good.
So the dog Molly is completely safe.
Good.
Yeah.
No cats harmed either?
They didn't have a cat.
Okay. You're good, Julie.
Yeah, Julie.
We've got a lot of cat fans.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And Grace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's no dogs or cats harmed.
Good. Okay.
So he shines light. He sees those legs. He steps back. He's like, whoa. And then he's like, oh my God, there's a victim. So he opens the door. He actually has to push it open, hard, almost break it down. And then he shines the flashlight down at the person lying on the floor. And if you want to, and the person, his name was, because you're going to say his name, Nicole, but his name was James Kloss.
Say my name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you if you ain't running games. Say my name. You acting kind of crazy and calling.
Baby.
Am I wrong?
I thought it was shady.
It probably is. I've had a long day.
Nicole, will you please read this? This is from the statement that I don't think we're supposed to have.
Well,
It's a 12-page report.
Hey, if you found it, a reporter.
Watch, it's going to get leaked into the Wisconsin news, and the source is going to be sources from the podcast talk murder to me.
Because
that's how we're going to get our break.
The last press conference, the sheriff was up there, the one they just gave, and the reporters were asking him information, and he's like, I can't tell you that. And I'm like looking at the answers, I'm like, oh, shit.
Deputies observed that James was deceased. He had significant trauma to his face and head. There was blood and brain splattering into the west wall directly behind the wooden entrance door. Detective Jeff Nelson with Barron County Sheriff's Department reports that, based on his training and experience, the head and face trauma to James appeared to be that of a gunshot wound.
Yeah. So, gunshot wound. Not good.
I'm surprised that it's actually a male victim.
Yeah, it's a male victim.
I thought this was going to be a female victim for some reason. I thought it was going to be a domestic dispute case.
Yeah. Deputy Sedani, the one that found the body.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost rhymes. Sorry.
What?
We're laughing at very strange things.
I'm tired. It's been a long week. I can't wait to sleep in tomorrow.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I really am.
All right, so Sedani, this is the worst night of his career.
Oh, no.
He just finds his body.
Yeah.
Now, he goes into the... Well, first...
Why? Did he know them?
No, he didn't know them.
Oh.
But first he calls out, anyone there, like, come out right now. Because, I mean, the perp.
You love that word.
I know. The perp may still be in the house.
True.
The killer.
Or he
Right.
could have just driven down the road in a maroon car.
True.
Yeah. So he goes in the house and he's like clearing the house, like pointing his flashlight and his gun, just like they do on TV, like,
Yeah.
you know,
That'd be
scared.
scary to ever have to do.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's not that bad.
When I took...
I'm scared.
If you know which rooms to clear first, it's fine.
Well, yeah, like you don't just go in there without having any training. But like, did I ever tell you guys before I decided I was going to be a school counselor when I went to take the career test, like the two careers that the career specialist told me I would be best at were either a school counselor or a cop.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I could have been a cop.
You know what they told me?
Could have been a co-op.
Yeah.
You know what they told me?
What?
They said either there's two things you would be good at, so pick either one. Be in the military or be a male go-go dancer. So obviously I picked the dancing. Okay, now the deputy also noticed another thing.
Uh-huh.
The door, the wooden door, couldn't even close anyway, even if there wasn't legs obstructing it. Because it looked like, at first, he was like, it's been kicked in, but then he noticed a huge hole in it.
In the door?
So someone took a shotgun, because this is the only gun that can do that, and shot
At the door.
the deadbolt off.
And shot the person.
Just like they do it in the movies.
And shot the person behind it?
No, that two different. It was two different shots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's how, like, so if the person was standing right outside the door, two shots, right?
But here's one of the things: the media is still like saying the door was kicked in.
It was a gunshot,
and it wasn't. I got what happened here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right.
You tell him.
Get it straight, media. Fake news.
Now, Deputy Sedani, he's already had the worst night of his career. Now he's walking through the house, making sure he ain't about to get shot. Because, I mean, it took him 3 minutes to get there.
That's quick.
You're telling me that someone came in and escaped within that time period after doing this horrible stuff? I mean, his head was not even there. A shotgun to the face?
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's looking around like, what, is somebody going to jump out? And then he sees in the bathroom ahead of him, there's a shower curtain that's obviously been ripped down. It's just laying on the floor. If you walk into someone's house and they have a shower curtain just ripped down, and it's like, you would be like, what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, if you saw that in our bathroom, I would immediately check for me because I'm probably on the floor after slipping in a puddle.
And that has happened on this podcast once. On the absinthe one.
Yeah, but I didn't slip on a shower curtain. I just crawled on the floor and passed out. And
Hillary was like, guys, do you know Jen is face down on the bathroom floor? Should I just step over her? That's what she said. Should I just step over her? Deputy Sidani also found a shotgun shell. Now, he's going to find 3 other shotgun shells in this house.
3 shots. Okay.
Okay. So he walks towards the bathroom, not knowing what he's about to find in there. All right. Now, read. And I want to say the husband and wife, Denise and James Kloss. That's their names. Okay, now read the second, these 2, Pink.
Deputy Sidani observed a shower curtain laying on the floor. As deputies moved further into the residence, Deputy Sidani observed an adult female with red hair, who is later identified as Denise Kloss, sitting unresponsive in the shower. Deputies observed that Denise was deceased. She, too, had significant head trauma. Detective Nelson reports that, based on his training and experience, the head trauma to Denise also appeared to be that of a gunshot wound to the head, with the rear backside of her head and skull plate being completely removed and lying next to her body in the bathtub.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
So the husband and wife are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Husband and wife are dead. Now, who the hell just runs into this house? All right, so I want to say one more time. Barron, Wisconsin has never been in the news. This is, you remember we did the Grass Valley?
Yeah.
This is that smaller than that town.
Oh, we did discuss how small Grass Valley
And
is.
you guys just seen Barron. I mean,
That's
look how small it was.
It's like literally like 6 blocks.
It was like 6 blocks. Nothing happens here. Do you think their doors were locked? Why would they be?
Well, it doesn't matter if they were locked because he shot the deadbolt off.
I know, but I'm saying after this happened, doors are locked.
Yeah.
And this is what's
I don't think
shitty
this was
about
random.
It's what's shitty about small towns, you know? Because all these small towns we've done, they go from kids not having curfews to kids being at home by 6 to doors not being locked, everyone knows everyone, to doors being deadbolted. Like after this happens, people go to Lowe's and buy more deadbolts. Yeah, you know.
Maybe it, like all the crimes that are committed are done by corporate America, so that they can just buy more items.
Yeah, so Lowe's
upgrade to that Nest security system.
Yeah. Now the detectives are coming to the house, right?
Right.
Not just the deputies. So Detective Nelson gets to the house about an hour later, and if you want to read, well, actually, I'll just say what he said. Detective Nelson, what he sees in the bathroom, because he's trying to play out how this happened. Mm-hmm. Okay. He can tell immediately what happened in the bathroom. Someone was hiding in the bathroom. So maybe Denise was dead in the bathtub.
Was she the first one to die though? Is that what
she wasn't the first one to die, but when they're trying to figure it out, they're looking in the bathroom. She's dead in the bathtub, which means she was trying to hide in the bathtub.
Oh, she was trying to hide. I thought you were saying
exactly.
The killer was trying to hide.
No, she was trying to hide in the bathtub. And what's interesting, the drawers. How do you say that word? Drawers.
It's like a G, but it's not.
Drawers?
Yeah.
The drawers were, god damn, I can't even say that.
Drawers.
You're overthinking it.
Cabinets.
Cabinets. Cabinet.
The cabinets were pulled out. Okay, like the top cabinet and the bottom cabinet, like in the bathroom, your vanity.
Yeah.
It's a vanity, right? The thing?
Yeah.
So they were pulled out. So why would they pulled out? Well, I'll tell you, the bathroom door swings inward.
So she was trying to block the attacker.
Denise was in the bathtub, but before that, she pulled all the cabinets out, which is really smart. So if you guys, any of you talkers out there, if this ever happens,
for your bathroom, it wouldn't work for ours.
So what did they find at the scene?
Blood,
gunshots,
2 dead bodies,
a blown off deadbolt, 3 shotgun shells. Mm-hmm. They find the 2 deceased husband and wife. Mm-hmm. And they find tread from either military boots or work boots. So they know that those boots could be a military or something.
Or a cop.
Are there
a cop, yeah.
Are there any like military bases in anywhere near that
Oh,
area?
no.
Maybe
It's
that's
just
why
in
the
the middle of
cops
nowhere.
got there so quickly because
No,
there was
they-
someone in the area.
No, their 911 dispatch center is 3 minutes away.
Oh.
Yeah, so they all like. I mean, all right. Then, and I want to go back real quick through the 12:53 a.m. is when the call came in.
And it was a call just of yelling.
It was a call of yelling. They probably thought it was some sort of domestic abuse or whatever. But so 12:53, the 911 called in. 12:53 a.m. At 1:00 a.m. 7 minutes later.
Yep.
7 minutes later, the cops show up.
Mm-hmm. It's fast.
That is very fast.
Wait, what happened to the 3 minutes?
Huh?
You said 3 minutes.
1:53.
It takes 3 minutes for the cops to get from their dispatch station to the house where the 911 call was placed.
Oh.
The call came in at 12:53. At 1:00 sharp a.m., the cops pull up.
Oh, I thought you said it.
That is how
I'm sorry, I
close
got
the
confused.
window is,
Okay.
which makes that car that was seen, that maroon old Ford, pretty suspect.
Yeah.
You know,
In retrospect, I guess.
the neighbors that were interviewed said they heard 2 gunshots, the second being louder than the first. And it was around 12:31 a.m. They were still awake, older couple. But they said they just thought they were hunters. It's strange, but I know it sounds strange, but you saw how rural they are. I mean, they're out in the boons.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like hearing a gunshot at 12:30, especially if you know it's a
But
gunshot.
you know you know all the neighbors.
I think it's interesting that they said the second one was louder than the first. That means that the gunshot was in closer perimeter. Than
Exactly. That's
but
a good
also
point.
they only heard 2, not 3.
Exactly, yeah. So they didn't call 911. If they would have called 911, the cops would have actually got there. Now, I'm not saying they did something wrong by not calling.
Who
but
would have
if
made the call then if they were?
I mean, all right, if we hear gunshots here, we would call 911 if it's 1:00 in the morning because obviously something's going down.
Yeah.
But in rural Wisconsin, out in the middle of the sticks, plus, they know the neighbors. They know they're not getting in a domestic fight. I mean, it could be hunters.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're thinking they heard 2 gunshots around 12:31.
30, yeah. Yeah.
So the first gunshot's probably the deadbolt door.
Deadbolt,
Second gunshot's Mr. Kloss.
Yeah.
And then, so they only heard 2. The wife is maybe the one making the call from the bathroom.
Yeah, the call came in from
They-
Denise's cell phone.
Because they
Oh,
didn't
okay, so yeah.
hear,
Yeah.
But they didn't hear the third gunshot, which must have came
They didn't
20
hear the
minutes
third.
later. So it took the killer almost 20 minutes to get to her. If she was able to make the call,
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. So
Yeah.
he spent quite a long time in there.
looking for her or whatever, doing something.
All right, so
that makes the theory of it being someone that they knew even stronger because, like, what would someone be doing over there for a long period of time? Like,
He was
in the house.
looking for something.
all right, well, Detective Nelson, he's still working the case. It's real late at night. Then he gets a call from headquarters and the call says, "Hey, how many bodies you got there?" Well, we got 2 bodies. Well, what about the daughter? The daughter? What daughter? There's no daughter here.
How old's the daughter?
There's a 13-year-old daughter. Where is she?
13.
13-year-old daughter, Jayme Kloss is her name. Where is she at? They searched the house. She's not there.
Staying at a friend's?
She's not at a friend's, anything. She was home during that time. Now, she's gone, which means she's with the guy
in the
The
maroon
kidnapper.
car.
in the maroon car.
Yeah.
Okay? Obviously. I mean, there's no other explanation for that, right? Now, let's find Jayme. Let's find Jayme Kloss. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That was October 15th. The next day, a nationwide Amber Alert was set out. I think I even remember getting it.
Yeah, I got the Amber Alert, and I remember seeing, like, on 26 how they have the
The
signs. It said there was an Amber Alert on the signs.
Huh.
Yeah. This is 13-year-old Jayme Kloss right here. She was taken.
She's so young.
the FBI, the Amber Alert that was issued, reported her.
Actually, it wasn't on those signs. It was on a billboard on
Really?
26. Yeah, it said "Bring Jayme Kloss home," and it was like it was on that digital billboard. I don't know. You don't really go up to that area a lot, but like I drive by it every day. It's the one that's. It's like, it's right after you merge onto 26. There's like that billboard that changes. It's like a digital billboard. It was on the other. I was driving home from work, and it was on that other side. It was at night. Yeah.
Interesting. Like by where the Daniel Island.
No, it's after. It's after Daniel Island. It's like in North Charleston.
Like this billboard.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what it. Yeah, it was something like.
Yeah, so I'm showing them a picture of the billboard. Jayme Kloss, because a 13-year-old girl's missing. The parents are dead. Obviously, they know she didn't have anything to do with it. She's been abducted.
Right.
And they know
obvious, yeah.
the chances of catching someone that abducted her get slimmer and slimmer by the minute.
Yeah.
Okay, at 3:30 p.m., a nationwide Amber Alert was sent out. You may have got it on your cell phones. Jayme Kloss, 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, either blonde or strawberry blonde hair. October 23rd, a search party of 2,000 volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they were coming from other towns.
That's almost as big as the entire town.
Mm-hmm.
They worked all day. Now, the officials reported a total of 1,400 tips coming in about, I mean, they were chasing out license plates. They were like, there was one lead from this license plate in like Miami they were looking into. I mean, they were just a lot of leads. But those leads started dying down. It went from 300 a day to about 20. So the family, the detectives, a small bear in Wisconsin, a town of not many people, they're starting to feel the pressure because it's getting drowned out in the news. People are forgetting, and that's sad.
Yeah.
But it's just how it is.
I think I do want to give credit though to the system that we have in this country. Like this girl's from Wisconsin. We're in South Carolina, and it was like on our freaking billboards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like when you have a case like this, like it's not like it's like, oh, another girl went missing. Oh well, like they actually do like try to make everyone alert. Like the fact that we get alerts on our phone, like even though they're annoying to that's really fucking annoying. But like at the same time,
I don't
makes
mind
you
them.
stop and pay attention.
Yeah,
I definitely don't mind them.
That's
But,
great.
but yeah,
I mean, like I don't mind the alerts. I just don't like the sound. That's all.
Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah.
They scare the bejesus.
I mean, if it was
out of you.
something stupid, I'd be like, God damn it. But
Well, sometimes that happens with weather alerts. Like
Yeah.
flash flood in
Yeah.
Charleston's like, we know it floods
we know
in Charleston.
I'm standing in 2 feet of water right now. Thank you, weather alert.
Like, we'll probably get one while we're recording this. It's raining out.
Like there was when the last time it rained, right before I left for Christmas, when it really rained, I went downtown to pick up something from campus, and there was a car like stuck in the middle of the road because it tried to drive through 2 feet of water, and like,
oh, what an idiot!
right? It
gets bad downtown,
It was a
too.
Nissan 350Z. It was like a tiny,
my
tiny
God.
little car.
Well,
What an idiot, man. Okay, look.
5 weeks ago, horror came to the small town of Barron, Wisconsin. On the night of October 15th, Jim and Denise Kloss were murdered. Their 13-year-old daughter, Jayme, vanished. Leads and clues have led so far to nothing. A town has been left to mourn a couple, fear a possible killer in their midst, and wonder about a missing child. And hope? Yeah, hope. For at the exact same time, a dark cloud is sitting on top of Barron, a Cinderella story to the tune of a voice named Chris Cruzy.
Barron, Wisconsin, just shy of 3,500 people, isn't the same place it was 2 months ago. Before Jayme went missing, before her parents, Jim and Denise, were shot dead in their home, before thousands of people
such a
descended
loving
on the town to
family.
lift it up and to help comb it for clues.
I think everybody hopes that law enforcement has more than what they're letting on, but it's really hard to tell.
Barron, Wisconsin now has its wind knocked out of it. The doors that never had locks on them have them now. The kids who never had curfew have those now, too. The town that didn't bother looking in the rearview mirror does it now. And it's weighing on them because there's no real clues that we know of to where Jayme is. No suspects for who killed Jim and Denise. No daily updates from the sheriff, who is also deeply troubled to not have had any of this figured out yet.
Yeah, there's just nothing new to report for the sheriff, so there's no point in having another news conference if there's nothing new that you can give the public.
Amidst all of this nagging helplessness, a second spotlight is on Barron.
My hometown has been through a lot lately. There was an abduction of a 13-year-old girl from Barron. Her name is Jayme Kloss.
Chris Cruzy, Barron, Wisconsin, born and raised, is fighting to win the voice. And along his way, making sure Jayme's still gets heard.
I had to find some way to, pay tribute and then, somehow bring hope. I think most importantly, keep Jayme's name in the news. I hate to see that kind of dwindling away. So this is for Barron.
Yeah,
this is for Barron.
Chris is using his spotlight to keep the brightest light on Jayme so that Barron's hope isn't hopeless.
And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
Oh, he has a good voice.
It's an incredible,
All right. Let's let it be. Now, that guy seems like a fantastic guy, does he not?
He does.
So good luck
for
to
him.
good for you, man. Like, and that's his hometown too.
Yeah.
So good for you, because he said he's using his spotlight to shed light because the family,
Especially as time goes on.
time goes on.
Unfortunately, becomes old news.
Yeah.
and not saying that people just don't care anymore. It's just he's drowned out.
Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
So that was good, and I think that helped spark some latest developments. Okay, that was November 19th when he dedicated the Beatles' "Let It Be."
Let it be.
Now, that performance did something very amazing. It brought this obscure case into the national attention. It really did. The hype of this case flew up after that. 88 days after the murders. Now, we're going to January 10th. It's been 88 days since the murder of the family and the Jayme Kloss, 13-year-old girl, missing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to Gordon, Wisconsin. This is about 70 miles away from Jayme's home.
Mm-hmm.
So Barron is right here. Gordon is up here. So we're 88 days later in Gordon, Wisconsin. So north, it's cold up there as shit. It's freaking January.
Yeah.
In a remote cabin, 70 miles away from where she was abducted, Jayme Kloss crawls out from under the bed.
Holy shit.
Where she was being confined.
Under the bed?
Under the bed. She was being confined. The abductor put bins, like storage bins, and weights, like barbells and weights, and kept her confined.
Oh, my goodness.
For 88 days.
How did she eat?
She crawls out, okay? Her abductor is not home, as we've seen in other ones, like the one Bob Berdella, they would always turn the radio on. So they don't know if they're home or not. She had no idea he was home or if he was gone. She crawls out under that bed. She runs to the front door when she can find it, and she doesn't have any clothes of her own. She's in like pajamas. She has no shoes of her own. Fuck it,
And it's January
she says,
in
"Fuck
Wisconsin.
it." Yeah, it's freezing.
Yeah.
Snow is freezing. That's a winter death out there, and she
Yeah.
doesn't know where she's at. She could be. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me just get on with it. She says, "Fuck it." She puts shoes on that were her abductor's shoes, size 13 or whatever, too big for her to wear.
That
she
was
says,
kind
"Screw
of
it,
smart of her.
put it on."
Yeah. Good for
There's
her.
no coat. She's going out in the cold without a coat. Fuck it. She's getting out of here.
Wow.
She goes on into that snowy, cold winter by herself after 88 days of captivity.
Is this like nighttime when she's
no, this is
out?
middle of the
This
day.
middle of the day. Okay.
Middle of the day. She's running, trying to find someone, yelling, and miraculously, a lady named Jeanine, or Jeanne, Jeanee, does her usual walk around the neighborhood. It's about a 40-minute walk. She comes running up to her, and she says, help me. I'm Jayme Closs. Help me. I don't know where I'm at. And immediately, because this is only everyone knows.
Yeah.
So she's like, she grabs her. They run home. She's like, call 911 right now.
Oh my goodness.
She escaped.
Wow.
Whoa.
This happened
last
week. She is out. She's free.
Damn.
They got to her home. Now they were scared because he was probably, he came back, the abductor, and found footprints.
Ooh.
Because he went in, checked under the bed. She wasn't there. The bins were moved. He looks outside, footprints. He gets in his car and he's up and down the street.
Following the footprints.
Oh, shit.
In a maroon car?
He missed her by minutes.
Wow.
They got her inside of the neighbor's house, and they were so scared because the neighbor that she ran into was only 3 houses down, 3 mailboxes down.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
They were so scared after they called 911 that they took her to a family friend's house further down the road to hide her until the cops got there.
Wow.
And yeah, so
did she say like this is the house I came from? Like was she able to
Yes, she said this is the guy that abducted me. He took me, he killed my parents. I was there when he shot my parents.
Oh, shit.
She was in the bathtub when she shot. I'll get to that, but she was there with her mom. I'll get to the whole thing. Most of the media doesn't know this yet, how it happened. Wow. So we're going to get to that.
Breaking news.
Breaking
news update.
I'm just good at digging shit.
911. Hi. I have a young lady at my house right now, and she says her name is Jayme Closs.
Okay, what's your address?
It's in Gordon, Wisconsin.
Okay, have you seen her photo, ma'am?
Yes, it is her. I 100% think it is her.
Are you, okay.
100%.
Does it look like she's going to run?
No, she's sitting down. She's relaxing.
Okay, hang on just a second. What's your name?
Yep.
What's your name, ma'am?
Kristen Kaczynskis.
Kristen, how do you spell your last name?
Kasinskis.
Okay, did she show up walking?
Yeah, a neighbor just walked up with her to our house and asked us to call 911.
Okay, hang on just a second.
Are you cold? Do you need a blanket or anything? Okay.
You can hear her in the background.
To drink or water or anything? Okay.
That's sweet though. Like, do you need a blanket? Or are you cold? That's like people being.
It's their favorite. This is my son Lincoln. That's why we like Lincoln.
Is it a dog maybe?
Yeah, they had a puppy.
I was gonna say they were talking about a dog named Lincoln, I think.
Yeah. She loved that puppy.
I was walking my dog, and we were almost home, and she was walking towards me, crying, saying, "You gotta help me, you gotta help me."
Okay.
So I didn't want to go into my cabin because it's too close to Patterson's house.
And she said her name is Jayme Closs?
Yep. And when I walked into this house, they recognized her immediately from...
So let me just interject. She says, that lady says, Jeanine, she didn't want to go to her house because it was too close to Patterson's house. Now, Patterson is the killer.
Yeah.
The killer, his name is Jake Patterson. He is a recluse, but the only way that...
So did the neighbors know of him?
They knew of him,
Okay.
but he was a recluse, but the only... She said that she knew of him because the name on the mailbox.
Oh, okay.
And so Jayme knew his full name. So he's like, Jake Patterson did this. So immediately she's like, well, we got to bring you to my friend's house over here because I'm way too close. I'm only 3 mailboxes down from his place.
I just held on to her and I said, we're going to find somebody who's home. We're going to call the police. You're going to be okay. You're going to be safe. You're going to be fine. She assured the teen. Racing to a nearby front door, she knocked frantically on the home neighbors of Kristen and Peter Kaczynskis announcing after the door opened, "This is Jayme Kloss. Call 911."
So,
I wonder if she knew how, like, well known
Everyone
her
knew.
name was. No, I wonder if Jayme herself knew how, like, broadcast her missing story was. Because the fact that she was like, "My name is Jayme Kloss," I wonder if she knew that, like, this was huge attention that she was missing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it depends on her abductor to see if he was like, he like wanted to brag about whether or not, like, well, he wanted, like, he was probably like Todd Kohlhepp. It was like, look, this is in the news, like, we, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm getting away with it.
Or if he just like kept her sheltered.
Yeah,
It depends, I think.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm showing them pictures right now of where Jayme was kept for 88 days. These are on Talk Murder, the post for Taco Supremos. Or they're on the Patreon page. You got to be Taco Supremo to see them. But, I mean, the timeline is still on Talk Murder if you guys want to see timeline. This is the bed. So the bed was actually pushed up against the wall. Mm-hmm. It was pushed up against there for Jayme because, you know, it blocks off two extra sides. Uh-huh. So he would barricade with, like, these heavy boxes. And these boxes were filled with, like, lifting weights, barbells, whatever he can find. And he would make her sit under the bed, lay under the bed for up to 12 hours a day and not use the bathroom or anything. He had family, like his dad would come over and he would make her stay under the bed. At one point, he went to see his grandmother in Michigan, I think, and he was gone for like 12 hours. And she had to stay under the bed for 12 hours without going to the bathroom, without any water, any food. This is kind of the house he was living in, kind of like
shithole.
Yeah, shithole. Just a real piece of work.
I mean, it's like
it's
like unfinished.
This is the radio he would turn on when he leaves, so she doesn't know if he's there.
This is like literally like Abductor 101.
Yeah.
What kind of house to have? It's like so. Like,
yeah.
All right, so that's the shithole she was living in.
Wow.
Yeah, so she is free.
Wow.
And she's a hero.
She is.
And she deserves it. Oh my God.
What a badass girl.
She is a badass girl. You know, and I'm sure she went through absolute hell. Yeah. And we're going to spend just the next 10 minutes kind of reading from the report. I shouldn't have. Because the killer, Jake Patterson, actually confessed to everything.
Wow.
So the cops found him. Once they placed a 911 call, cops immediately dispatched to the house to get her. And guess who was driving around looking for Jayme?
In a maroon car?
Yep.
Really?
Driving around. They stopped him while he was searching for Jayme. Minutes after the neighbor, I mean, this was this whole timeline, besides the 88 days, is such close minutes together, you know?
Wow.
She was saved by the neighbor. I mean, he was driving up there. I mean, this is 3 houses down.
Yeah.
He drove by that house. Can you imagine?
I can't. It's
so close. It's like it was so close.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to read some of this stuff?
Yeah.
When she was taken in, she was wearing a pair of dirty, worn New Balance athletic shoes that appeared to be men's shoes, with the left shoe on her right foot and the right shoe on her left foot. That's what the deputy said.
That reminds me of that meme that that they say, like, it's like mom calls you, hey, come get these groceries, and it's like people wearing like different kinds of like mixed match shoes, like socks with like flip flops, or like it's. I sent it to my sister today because it's like, it's like literally like, all right, I guess I'll just throw something on.
Yeah.
Like,
come out and help.
So the detectives arrived there at 4:43 p.m. the day that she left, January 10th, 2019, which was what, 6 days ago?
Mm-hmm. It was last. The 10th was a Thursday. It was a week ago today.
They found the vehicle. The cops got behind it and ran the plates. They had a broken taillight. They ran the plates and saw the vehicle was registered to a Katie Patterson, which his last name is Patterson. Mm-hmm. And Jayme knew it was Patterson. I mean, she knew his name.
Right.
So they immediately pulled him over, which was very dangerous. But as soon as the cops got up there, he said, I did it. That's all he said is, I did it. And then he goes on
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a pathetic piece of shit. Let me tell you. Anyway.
Oh, I know you're going to tell us.
Oh,
yeah,
this guy is.
Say, if he lives in Gordon, like, how did he? Like, what was his motive? Why did he?
Yeah,
Well, I'm
why
gonna get
them?
into that. All
Why
right.
them?
I mean, he doesn't look that old. He looks like maybe
I was
he's like
thinking that
18
too.
or 20.
He looks super young.
He's 21.
He does look super young.
Do you guys want to read what happened?
No, let's just skip that.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
I'm joking.
Do you want to?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Read,
This is the meat of the story.
read this. Now read where it says JLC. That's Jayme. So replace JLC with the word Jayme. Okay. Nicole, can you read this? This is from the report that we probably shouldn't have.
You heard it here first on Talk Murder to Me.
Which is why we have an LLC. So if you can send all your complaints to complaints@talkocast.com, even though
we have
that's
no
not
money.
a real email address. So, but that should keep you busy for a while.
Your message was not delivered. Nope, better try again.
On the night Jayme was abducted, Jayme stated she was asleep in her bedroom when her dog started barking early in the morning. Jayme stated that she got up to investigate why her dog was barking and noticed there was someone driving up their driveway. Jayme said she went to her parents' room and woke them up. Jayme stated that her parents got up and her father went to the door to see what was going on. Jayme stated that there was a man, later identified as Patterson, at the door with a gun, so she and her mother hid in the bathroom with the door closed. Jayme stated that she and her mother hid in the bathtub. Jayme stated that she heard a gunshot and knew her father had just been killed. Jayme stated that her mother had her cell phone with her and used the phone to call 911. Jayme stated that Patterson broke down the bathroom door and told her mother to hang up the phone. Jayme stated that Patterson told her mother to put tape over Jayme's mouth, which her mother did, and Patterson shot her mother. Jayme stated both her mother and father were shot one time. Jayme stated that she saw Patterson in the bathroom where she and her mother were hiding. Jayme stated that Patterson was dressed in black from head to toe, including a face mask, hat, and gloves. Jayme stated that Patterson taped her hands and ankles together and dragged her out to his car. Jayme described the tape as being black in color. Jayme stated that Patterson taped her hands such that her hands were behind her back. And when they got to Patterson's car, Jayme stated that Patterson placed her in the trunk. Jayme described Patterson's car as an older red 4-door car. After Patterson put her in the trunk, Jayme stated he drove away. Jayme stated that she heard the sirens of 2 squad cars drive by a very short time after Patterson began driving.
So it was the maroon car,
Yeah.
which makes me. I know it's hindsight, and I don't want to do.
Hindsight is 20/20.
I know, and I don't want to do this. But if you're out there where responding to a now, would it have been different if they heard gunshots and then they saw that one lone car? Because there's only one car driving out there that late at night.
They didn't know that there were gunshots until after.
I know, but there was 3 cop cars that were dispatched to the house. Could one of them not have stopped the guy right there? I'm not.
You're not
No,
wrong.
the cops did everything right. I'm not trying to say they did anything wrong. I'm just saying, in hindsight, is a cop thinking, "Damn, I should have," because he had made the mental note about the car.
Right.
So in hindsight, is he like, "Damn, I wish I would have stopped that damn car"?
Yeah, I'm sure those police officers are thinking that.
Yeah.
Every
They
day.
the police officers in this small town did a fantastic job.
They did.
Keeping this case alive. I'm just saying, like, I know hindsight's 20/20, but
I just listening to Jayme's statements. I mean, that's probably gonna stick with me for a little bit, I think, because this poor girl. And when they say like on the signs that we saw in the videos we were watching, it's like, please keep Jayme Kloss in your thoughts and prayers, and like, just because she was found, like, don't stop that, because like this poor 13-year-old girl had to watch her mother die as she was taped up and was abducted and taken out of her home and shoved under a bed for 88 days. Like, this poor little girl is going to need some serious help. Like I'm not putting like John, like you went to war, like you went to war, and soldiers, who have PTSD, like see these horrible, horrible things. But like this girl is like, she's gonna be right up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a
You know
lot
what
of
I
shit
mean?
that
Like,
she's gonna have to.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to see those things. She had no idea.
Like,
And she's 13.
Yeah, she's.
I was
13.
So was this completely random? Like, did he pick a random house in the middle of nowhere?
Let me tell you about this piece of shit that we're probably never going to talk about anymore because he's fucking worthless.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, like, he sounded like he came prepared. Like he knew how
he had
many
his
people were.
mask,
He didn't kill Jayme, so he knew like that's what he was in there for.
Or was that just like what was left, and he felt like he needed to?
Well, so
why wouldn't he have just killed her?
a lot of the public
I don't
doesn't
know.
know all this stuff, but he said, luckily because he was caught. Jake T. Patterson, born June 17th, 1997, so he's younger than you guys.
He's my sister's age. And
Yeah.
that's really troubling.
What year did you say?
1997. He's 21 years old. All right.
Baby.
Patterson stated that he worked at the Saputo Cheese Factory, which is a little factory in Barron, but he quit after 2 days. But on the drive to his cheese factory in the mornings, on one of those drives, so he worked for 2 days and then he quit because he's a piece of trash, right?
Did he live there for a short period?
No,
of
he was
time?
just working there.
He commuted that far.
I guess. I don't know.
70 miles. Wow.
Well,
No wonder he quit. But anyway,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know why he was there. Anyway, no one knows all the information yet. He was working at the Saputo Cheese Factory for 2 days before quitting. On his drive one time to the cheese factory, he had stopped behind a school bus on U.S. Highway 8. U.S. Highway 8 is the highway that runs straight in front of their house. Okay. Where he watched Jayme get on the school bus. Now, Patterson stated
fucking kidding me.
that he had no idea who she was because they checked social media and everything. Like, this is the only time that he's ever seen her.
and
Just
he
one day?
He admitted this.
Yeah, this is coming from him. He says he had no idea who she was, but he did state, quote, "When I saw Jayme, I knew that was the girl I was going to take."
Wow.
Getting off the fucking school bus.
What a piece of shit.
What? Yeah, what a piece of. Well, I don't even know. Like, whatever.
Like, that's
So-
just disgusting. I'm literally disgusted.
What?
So basically,
I've got questions, but I'll let you.
He worked 2 days, and on the second day, he only worked 2 days before he quit. On the second day, he goes to Walmart and buys one of those balaclava masks or whatever you call them. Balaclava? Baklava?
No.
Like full is that not?
No, I was like, baklava is a Greek
Balaclava?
dessert.
Is it
so
balaclava? Balaclava?
I
It's
think
like a
balaclava.
ski mask.
I don't know, but I really want baklava now.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Oh, you get it at
It's
the
a
Greek restaurant.
It's a Greek pastry.
Is that like yogurt?
Remember
No.
when we went to that Greek festival and it was like
No, it's ice
Oh,
cream.
I didn't like
baklava
that.
ice cream?
I didn't like that. I don't know why y'all like that
didn't-
so much.
I didn't like the ice cream. It wasn't enough baklava. It was too much ice cream and not enough
I'm just going to go out and say it. I'm going to make you guys mad. I don't like Greek food at all.
Really?
I don't. I don't. I don't like the lamb. I think that white sauce is not very good.
Tzatziki sauce?
Yeah, tzatziki sauce.
Huh. Well, you're entitled to your
Is
opinion.
fat. Jenna.
You don't like.
I don't. Every time you ask, let's go get Greek, I'm like, isn't there something?
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because one time we were like, when Nicole was in Nashville, I was like, oh, how about Greek food? And you're like, no, I just had Greek food the other day. And you were like, isn't there something else? And I'm like, did you have Greek food the other day?
No, I did not. It's just, I don't get it. Like, it's it's a lot of like
Not even Greek salad?
carbs.
Greek salad is
It's
good.
not a lot.
Greek salad is literally salad with Greek sauce on it.
Greek dressing, and it's delicious.
I
Oh
don't
my
get
god!
it.
Clamato
I can't
olives.
believe you don't like tzatziki sauce.
No, I
It's, like,
don't.
The best thing in the world.
I like
You know
your
what? Now I really want some Greek
I like your
food.
andalou sauce. Well, we're not drunk.
yeah, andalou
Yeah, we can.
sauce.
You guys want to
Andalou
go?
What
some?
time does
sauce the
Alibaba close?
shit.
They're
Well,
already
John
closed.
doesn't want Greek food,
Oh.
so
That's not Greek food. That's Mediterranean.
Greek food is
That is-
Mediterranean
like,
food.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Greek food is Mediterranean food, but Mediterranean.
I like the hummus and stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't like the lamb and the hero.
Oh, the
or
gyro.
gyros.
Like
Gyros.
Gyros. It's
What is
gyros.
wrong
Gyros.
with you?
I don't like the gyros.
I think that we should get Greek food in spite of this comment, Nicole.
Why every place is closed?
I'm just saying, like when I traveled to Greece, that was some of the best food I ever had in my life.
I'm so jealous. I want to go to Greece so
It was
bad.
amazing.
Okay, this guy, Jake Patterson, I'm going to work here for 2 days and then quit because I'm a model citizen. That's exactly what it said. Quote, end quote. Then the second day, he goes to Walmart and buys a fucking ski mask because he saw Jayme and is like, that's the one. I mean, he wasn't even planning that.
Had he ever kidnapped anyone
No.
before? He was just
I
like,
hope not.
He was just like, I'm going to kidnap somebody today.
He's just worthless. He has no empathy for human beings, and he's just a piece of shit.
So you had said in the beginning he was where it was like military boots. Was he in the military for a period of time?
Yes, he was. He was, and I couldn't find out why. I'm not that good of a snooper, I guess.
Was it a dishonorable discharge?
He was kicked out of the Marines after he joined for 4 months. And
whoa,
all right,
he only made it 4 months?
And
the Marines kicked him out.
I think I know why. This is speculation because I couldn't find out why. But when you go through basic training, because I've been through twice. I had to go through twice.
Oh, that's
I mean, I completed it both times, but I had to go through basic and then infantry. It's a long story.
Got it.
Anyway, you start basic, and then it's like culture shock. Because you go from a high school smoking weed and skateboarding. Not that I did those things, but I did both those things. And then I joined the Army, and then they throw you off.
What were those awful pants?
Jinkos.
Yeah. So you show up in your Jinkos. They throw you off the bus.
Give yourself a haircut.
I really were wearing Jinkos when you were on the bus to your base.
Sitting in the chair to get his haircut. These were Jinkos.
Yeah, you wear whatever you have. And then I have like
that's
spiked
all I
hair.
had was Jinkos because he always starts to say We need to find him a pair of them.
I would wear Jinkos. Hey.
Oh my gosh. You know what we could be for Halloween?
What?
Ourselves 15 years ago.
I have to get blue hair dye.
Wouldn't
and
that
a
be
skateboard.
hilarious?
That's not bad. I would just have to wear basketball shorts and t-shirt.
Wait, no, I would be 20.
All right. Add another 20. Be ourselves 20. Whatever.
15 years ago, how old would we be? 12?
Yeah, we could do like butterfly clips in our hair, zigzag pause.
I am not.
I'd have to give myself a mushroom cut.
I am not taking out two 12-year-old girls. I'm just saying that right now.
We could be each other 15 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God, I just got my period.
I didn't get my period until I was like 16.
Is that too far? When are you supposed to get it?
Like when you're like between like...
I remember.
I think I was 11.
It's crazy going from middle school. I want to say it so weird. School.
Because you done
go to middle school to high school or one of those. Maybe it's in middle school. I can't remember. But like you go on summer break and then you come back and it's like all the girls are just like, boop, like they just now got boobs.
And the guys don't look any older.
And the guys are like, whoa, what are those? And we're like playing with like their basketballs and stuff.
Oh, the girls let you play with them like bongos? Okay, that's nice.
Future John, leave all this in. All right. But anyway, you guys got me sidetracked. Anyway, I show up at basic.
He was in the military.
Yeah, you show up, you're on a bus, you're wearing Jinkos, you got spiked hair. They throw you off. It's culture shock. They're yelling at all these drill sergeants.
Were you
yelling
wearing a
at
flame
you.
T-shirt?
They're kicking you. If you go to Fort Benning, they hit you and stuff.
Oh,
and then they like throw you around and all this stuff. And you're supposed to get culture shocked into discipline, right?
Mm.
Now, a lot of people go there and they can't handle it. So they become like, they're on their way out. They're basically getting kicked out of basic. They don't get the GI Bill or anything. You got to be in like 2 years to get GI Bill. They're getting kicked out. So they're called like, I can't remember what they're called.
But they go
they're on like
the entirety of
No,
basic?
they don't. They get in a special unit where they like mop the floors all day long. But they get yelled at. They're like the lowest of the low. Peon. So the privates that are in basic are like the low. The guys that are out processing, the ones that can't make it. And it's usually like to some mental stuff, or some of them just can't handle the stress. And I feel like this guy couldn't handle the stress. So they would like take your shoestrings away because you might hang yourself with them. Like I've seen this a billion times.
Wow. So they keep them for that a period.
Yeah, because it takes them a while to out process them. It takes a long.
Okay, it's just for the out process.
If you guys
I thought they were like
the
just
file
kind of like
paperwork
no,
and
if
stuff.
you know anything about the military, you know it takes a long time
That
to
is
do fucking
Anything.
true.
Yeah, so it takes a long time. Basically, the same amount of time. Basic training is 9 weeks. It literally takes them 12 weeks
To
to not
process
go
somebody
through
out.
it and process them
Okay,
out.
that makes sense. If
So
it
the
was
whole
one of those-
time they're like doing, work like sweeping and cutting the grass and doing just kind of whatever, So I kind of feel like if he was only in for 4 months, I feel like that's the way he went, where they took his shoestrings and, stuff like that. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
And,
That's a very good theory. It's a very strong
Yeah.
theory.
But he seems like the kind of guy that
Would just
not
from that
make it.
picture, he
Yeah,
seems
you
like
gotta.
a fucking weirdo.
The military takes a certain type of person, and you
Yeah,
really see
absolutely.
that when you go into basic and you really see who can't handle it. Even though basic is like not hard, it's
Right.
actually really fun. You want something hard? Go through fucking special forces training. That shit will
Well,
break your shit.
I would imagine special forces training is.
Yeah, that shit
challenging.
is
Did
fucking
You say
hard.
basic training is not that hard? I probably would die.
Yeah, I would too. But
I've been through far worse shit than that.
Yeah,
well, we
but
know.
I know. I'm just when I first went through
We're
basic, I
delicate.
thought it was hard, but I was the leader. I was
Delicate flowers.
what's your name, Delicate?
I was the never mind.
No, what were you gonna say?
I said I was the leader of like our platoons or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Feature John, leave that.
You're so cool.
Anyway, that's my theory. All right, let's get back on topic. It says in this paperwork the defendant. I just might replace the defendant with the POS. Piece of shit. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Patterson, the defendant, said he took his father's 12-gauge Mossberg pump shotgun, which is
Like one of those.
yeah, it's like a really widely manufactured shotgun. And he actually stated he did research before. So he's, the whole time you're about to hear, he's planning. So he sees Jayme and he's planning. He did research. The Mossberg brand shotgun was the most heavily manufactured. That's true. So he would assume, and he says this, that it's difficult to trace. It's probably right. He took 12 shotguns. Now, he takes this from his dad. It's his dad that has a murder weapon, which is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it could go.
so he basically doesn't care about his dad
Yeah,
if he's going to shoot someone with his fucking dad's shotgun.
true.
Yeah.
He stated to the detectives and his own lawyers, his defense lawyers, that he shaved his head and his face. That's why he's bald, because he didn't want to leave any trace evidence, any hair, any DNA stuff.
Oh, he thought this out very much.
Yeah, I mean, to a point. I mean, he didn't.
Within how many days? Like,
He shaved his head.
Yeah, shaved his head.
His father's shotgun was widely manufactured shotgun.
but when did he quit the?
He quit
cheese
after
factory?
2 days, but
Yeah, but when?
I don't know, sometime last year, but it didn't say. But he went back to Barron, Wisconsin, to abduct her.
Right.
And he actually drove by. He went on 3 separate occasions. Once he went, there was too many cars in the driveway. Not a good time. Next time he went, it was late at night, but there were people walking around the house. Not a good time. He went back a 3rd time. It's a good time. Lights are off. And here's how he says he did it.
Huh.
He wears black collar jacket, black balaclava. I think I'm saying it right.
Baklava.
Black everything. He wears like work gloves, boots, everything. He drives his little Taurus up there to the house. Once he's near the Cross residence, he shuts off his headlight and he coasted into the driveway. Now, I want to point out another thing he thought about was before he even got to Barron, like halfway in between where he lives and Barron, he stopped somewhere and stole someone's license plate and replaced. I mean, he stole their plate and then put it on his. So he if someone ran his tag or whatever. Now, here's how it happened. I'm going to tell you how the murders happened. Okay. All right. he shuts off his light. He coasts into the driveway. He goes up to the door. Now, the dog starts barking, which is what dogs do. That's why I do not mind if Stella's out there barking sometimes. Like, that's, even if no one's out there, it's telling everyone, I got a dog.
Yeah, that's true.
And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, so Talk Murder fans, get a dog and a cat, but, a dog too. And make sure they get along with each other. And make it a house dog. I don't like those outside dogs. It's too cold.
Yeah.
So he goes up and he sees the dad, James. James was he was inside the house, but he was shining the flashlight like through the window. So he couldn't really see. And this guy, no headlights on, and he was coming up in black. Right. Patterson yells at James to get on the ground, but he didn't think James heard him, and he's still shining the flashlight. Then he gets up to the door and he says, get on the ground. And James says, show me your badge, which means he thinks he may be a cop, And then the defendant stated he raised his shotgun and purposely aimed it at James's head and pulled the trigger.
Oh my gosh.
The defendant stated he knew James immediately collapsed on the ground. Okay. Patterson then used his shoulder to try to break the door open, but was unable to do so. So he's like, trying to get the door open. He tries to muscle the door open with his shoulder. He can't do it. So what does he do?
Shoots it.
Yeah, freaking pumps shotgun, boom, blows the lock off. Then he gets into the door. Now, at this time, Jayme Kloss and her mom are in the bathtub. Doors locked. They're barricading. Mm-hmm. They get in the bathtub. And they start bear hugging because, they're scared as shit. Now, he walks over James and immediately notices he was dead. That's the reason he aimed for the head.
Yeah.
After stepping into the house, the defendant stated he stepped across James's body and knew James was dead. The defendant stated he brought a kitchen-type knife that he had in his pocket and a flashlight with him that night. There was no lights in the house, so he shined a flashlight around, and the door straight in front of him, which was the bathroom, was shut. He's like, I'll come back to it. He goes, checks all the other rooms in the house. Then he goes back to the bathroom door. He tries to muscle it open again. Boom, boom, boom. He can't. He says the defendant estimated that it took him anywhere from 10 to 15 hits with his shoulder before the bathroom door burst open. Remember, because they had it barricaded.
Yeah.
All right. He stated that the bathroom curtain was shut, and when he reached up and grabbed it, it ripped off the rod, and he threw it on the floor. That's why it was on the floor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this kind of recreating the scene for you guys, This is what the detectives are doing when they don't know all this information. So they're looking at the bathroom floor, you know what I'm saying? They can kind of tell that's what happened. Patterson saw that Denise and Jayme were seated inside the bathtub. Denise had her arms wrapped around Jayme in a bear hug. The defendant stated he pulled out a flattened partial roll of black-colored Gorilla brand duct tape. The defendant stated he pulled out a flattened partial roll of black-colored Gorilla brand duct tape, handed it to Denise, and told her to place the tape over Jamie's mouth. Now, the defendant stated Denise was struggling to do that, so he set the shotgun on the bathroom sink and took it and completely wrapped it around Jamie's head, like in the mouth, all around the head, right? So you can't, even pull it off. It's all around her head.
God, her hair,
okay.
Poor girl.
Then he tells Jayme to stand up. He wraps her wrist. And then he wraps her ankles. Now she can't walk. And then as they were leaving, he's pushing her out the door, Jayme, because that's who he was there for to begin with.
Yeah.
As he was leaving, the defendant stated he picked up the shotgun as they were walking out the door, aimed for Denise's head, and pulled the trigger as he started to turn away. He stated that he aimed for the head because he knew headshots were the best way to kill a person. This guy is... I swear to Jesus Christ, if this guy gets mental fucking insanity,
no way.
I'm going to go there my fucking self and shoot him in the face.
No way. No way that's going to happen, though.
Who knows? I mean, he got kicked out of the military. He maybe got kicked out for psychological reasons. There was so much blood, he actually slipped on the pool of it in the floor. Now, he tried to get Jayme to walk towards the front, towards his car, but then he realized that she was tied up by her ankles, so he actually had to carry her. He places her right by the front door of the car. He pretty much throws her on the ground, then pops the trunk, and then picks her up and literally throws her down there. Now, I want to say they made the state very aware of the planning that took place. And one of the planning was that little thing that cars have now, if you get locked in the trunk?
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah.
It's like glow in the dark.
Yeah.
It's like a release.
Yep.
He took that out. Yeah, that was out. He also took the dome lights out of his car, so they won't see him when he opens his car. So as far as planning, this guy did it. Yeah.
It was very
Premeditated.
premeditated.
Yeah. The defendant stated after he left the residence, he thought what was only 20 seconds of leaving the house before he yielded to 3 passing squad cars. The same ones Jayme heard passing her. The same car. Now, no hindsight, but fuck, man.
Yeah.
I bet that cop is like, if I would have fucking just went and checked it.
At least she's alive.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
At least.
No, I'm
there's a
not.
happy
The whole FBI, child missing services, all that stuff, they did a fantastic job. I'm just saying, like, that irks me. But I would have probably did the same thing. I mean, you have a job to do, and that may not be related. I mean, they may need you at the house. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when asked what would you have done if he was stopped by the police that night, he said he purposely put that pump-loaded shotgun in the passenger seat, and if a cop came up to his window, he would have shot him in the face.
Oh my gosh!
So,
what a lovely human being.
yeah, he got her back to her house at 14166 South EAU Claire Acres Circle Road in Gordon, Wisconsin. He removed Jayme from the trunk, drug her in the house and into his bedroom. Cut off the tape. She said she was extremely scared, obviously. He stated that he kept Jayme in his house by creating a space under his bed.
Did he assault her? Did he sexually assault her while he was captured?
I would imagine, but I don't know.
None of that. He didn't admit to any of that.
He didn't say anything about that,
Huh.
but he did hit her a few times. I don't know.
She didn't say anything about it.
She
though,
didn't
either.
say anything, but yeah. And
But, victims sometimes don't.
Yeah, right now she's with her family, and the detectives came out and said, yes, Jayme's alive. She's safe. Before we get into any of these things, she needs to be reunited with her family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the best thing to do, too.
Yeah, I
This
agree.
is just from his side of the story.
Okay.
So he created a space where she would stay under, sometimes up for 12 hours, a twin-size bed that is 2.5 feet off the ground. So, Jen, there's a bed 2 feet off the ground, crawling under there for 8 hours or 12 hours.
No, I wouldn't fit. You'd have to shove me under there.
I probably wouldn't fit either.
That's like like the time that Stella was under my bed.
Yeah.
I can't believe you live. How do you live like that? What was it?
On at least 2 occasions, Jayme tried to escape because he would hear like the barbells fall and stuff like that. And he would scream and hit the wall and just be a little pansy, And one time she said he actually hit her really hard with like some kind of pole, So he was threatening her and said, if you do this again, it's going to be worse, kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
At Christmas time, he stated he left the house and went to Superior, which I think is in Michigan. Superior, Michigan.
Lake Superior?
Or maybe it's in Wisconsin.
I
don't know. To visit one of his grandparents. The defendant estimated he was gone for 12 hours. During that time, she was under the bed with no bathroom, no food, no water. Once they searched his house, he had a diagram of the Kloss residence and everything else. And, there was a lot of evidence. The defendant stated he basically assumed that he got away with killing James and Denise and kidnapping Jayme since he hadn't been caught for the first 2 weeks. He stated he learned the names of the 2 people. He didn't even know who James and Denise were until he watched the news. Like, he has no social media sites or whatsoever, so he only saw her getting off the school bus, which is fucking sick.
Insane.
Yeah.
Did he have plans to kill her or to keep her? Do you know?
No one knows yet. In total, they found 89 pieces of evidence at his home, including the shotgun, the boots, the jacket, the mask, and the glow-in-the-dark colored, release lever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, one article that came out, so that was the whole thing. So the counts that he's charged for: first-degree intentional homicide, first-degree intentional homicide. 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. Max punishment is life in prison. I'm guessing Wisconsin doesn't have capital punishment. Count 3, kidnapping, max 40 years. And count 4, armed burglary, max 15 years. Now, one last thing I want to talk about.
He'll never see the light of day.
No.
Oh, no, God. I
hope not.
And this guy better not fucking plead insanity, because I don't know.
I don't think he would have a case.
No.
Because of just how premeditated and meticulous this all was.
I do want to point out that something came out, because they were like, all right, who is this guy? Like, no one can figure out who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
No social media accounts. He didn't have a job. He was basically unemployed. No social media, which is not a bad... Listen, I don't have social media either.
Right.
Right? That isn't... But I guess I'm like the minority.
Yeah.
But don't think that anyone that doesn't have social media is shady, because
right.
I'm shady, but most people aren't. So yeah, and he was just a guy that lived in that. He was a hermit. He never left the house. His neighbors didn't know who he was. The only reason his neighbor knew his name was because of the mailbox. But that was just basically, that's what's happened. I mean, the good thing is Jayme's home.
Yeah, thank God she's
safe.
alive.
Yeah.
She's safe, and there's another monster in a cage.
I mean, like, I don't know how to say this one way. Like, I'm so glad that she is alive. Like, honestly, like, it's a miracle that she was found and that she's alive. But that poor girl, she's only 13 years old, and she had to watch her mother die and was abducted for almost 3 months.
Yeah,
like she's like, I can't even imagine the trauma that she's experienced, and what her, mental health, the state of her mental health is going to be for the rest of her life. Like, that's not something that you forget. You know what I mean?
Ever.
And she had her parents taken away from her.
Yeah, in front of her.
Yeah.
But she's a freaking...
good for her.
Jesus,
what a fighter.
Yeah.
I hope that she is resilient. I hope that she, can lead somewhat of a normal life, as normal as you can after something like that. Like, I only wish her the best. And
yeah, we all do.
And I hope that bastard gets what's coming to him.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone says it's true. I mean, she's a hero.
Yeah.
She escaped, and not only that, like I made such a big deal about, she went out into the winters, Wisconsin,
without clothes,
and not only without clothes, but she didn't know where she was. Yeah. She could have been on a mountain or something.
She could have given up.
Shit.
She could have died in the snow.
Yeah, and
she went out there because she. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl needs a medal.
Yeah.
I mean, or more than that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Wow.
So that's my Jayme Claw story.
Wow.
Sort of happy ending. Besides the,
I would say. I mean,
it's a very happy ending for
as happy
her.
as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but
wow.
Anyway,
wow. Thank you, John. And thanks, guys, for listening to Talk Murder to me. Appreciate what you have and stuff. I don't know. Like, that one's gonna stick with me for a little bit. So, thanks, guys.
Someone needs to take care of this guy. Saying that.
Hopefully he rots in jail for the rest of his life.
All my prison guys that listen to Talk Murder, I'm shouting you out.
Okay.
Take this guy down.
Babe.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't think we can say that.
Yeah.
I can say whatever I want.
Anyway.
All right, sorry. You guys,
What?
you're not going to convince me. But it's like, all right, remember when I was like, Tom Cruise is the best actor of all time? And you're like, Tom Cruise is the best actor of all time.
And we're like, Tom
if
Hanks.
you flip it around, like, it sounds like you guys are like, the Beatles are the best band in the whole world. And I'm like, oh, okay.
What the fuck? I told you to stop fucking picking at it.
Please.
Jen
was yelling at me, and I didn't know what else to do.
I wasn't yelling. You were the one that was yelling.
No, don't put... I don't...
It's not going to hurt.
No! Ow! Ow!
You know it doesn't hurt.
Ow! Ow!
I just want you guys to come visit me at work. That's all.
You never...
Can I come visit you if I don't have a membership?
Yeah, you don't need a card to walk in.
Jen, you never asked. I'll come over there all the time. The guitar center right there.
The what?
The guitar center right there.
Guitar Center.
Oh, in Somerville? The fact that you yelled at me because I was familiar with the headline but don't know anything about the story.
Because, Jen, I keep yelling at you because you watch true crime.
I don't watch true crime.
She doesn't. Now stop.
It was.
I knew the Chris. I saw the headline of the Chris Watts case when we were doing that. So
yeah, you didn't yell at Nicole.
Now later,
did I send you guys a picture of my flower in my office?
Yes, we did get it.